Hello everyone and welcome to Training in My Life. This week the focus is going to be on meal prep. I do that every weekend, but it usually takes me about 2 hours. Now this week I'm going to cut it right down and see if we can do speedy meal prep and finish in just 1 hour. Come along with me to the kitchen. It's hair up, hands washed, and let's go. I tend to go heavy on the protein, and I'm going to try and get lots of things on the go at the same time so that meal prep doesn't take 2 hours like it does usually. Let's see how we go. I've just put the oven on 200 degrees and now I'm going to start by doing the eggs. I like to do these eggs just as they are in a muffin tray and sprinkle some everything but the bagel seasoning on them. Watch and see. I'm going to spray a little oil in each of the sections. There we go. Just smooch that around a little bit, just to make sure they don't stick on the bottom. And then just break one egg into each section. There we go. It doesn't matter whether they break or not, whether the yolks stay together or not, because they're going to go in the oven for 20 minutes. Oops. As you can see, I'm not perfect. And the next thing is to just sprinkle some everything but the bagel seasoning over the top, as much or as little as you prefer. It just gives the eggs a bit of taste. And when they're cooked, that top bit can be a little bit crunchy with this as well, which is really nice. I like to have these on the go for breakfast. You can just put them in a little container and pick them up out of it whole. They work really well for breakfast with a good source of protein. Okay, these go in the oven for 20 minutes. So that I'm using the other shelf in the oven at the same time while it's on 200, I'm going to cook the chicken. They're just 2 chicken breasts and I'm not going to do much with them. I'll just put some mixed herbs over the top. I'll cook these for about half an hour and then check if they're cooked in the middle. Sprinkle some mixed herbs. Like plenty on there to give it flavour. There we go, mixed herbs. I'll just put some foil over the top and pop it in the oven. There we go, it's ready for the oven. When I'm cooking lots of things at the same time, I like to just write down the temperatures that they're due out of the oven. So my oven, the clock's always wrong on it, but I know to add the right amount of minutes to cook it. So that's the chicken for 30 minutes and the eggs for 20 minutes. And not to waste time while that's doing, we'll put the Swedish meatballs in the air fryer. These are really easy. You just put them in at 200 and they take about between 10 and 15 minutes. I usually just shake them each time to see how well they're cooking. So we'll just open that up. I don't think these really taste like an English meatball would. Or a meatball that you have with spaghetti bolognese. They taste more sort of spicy sausage like. So in they go. Just plug in the air fryer. I'll just point you up so you can see what my air fryer is. I've got a Ninja and it's been very good ever since we had it. We use it loads. And there we go. So that's that going. So we've got 3 things cooking at the same time. Right, The next thing we can get going is the Heck Chicken Italia sausages. I love these. Chicken sausages, but with lots of herbs in them. They're really delicious. And I'll cook these in the frying pan. There we go. So you can see the sausages ready to cook. They will cook slowly because otherwise the sides will go black. So I do it a little bit at a time, turning them over and leave them on low. I've got them on 2 on my electric hob. I'm really big on portion size, or rather small, and I'd rather have 2 or 3 of these pots for my lunch at work with different things in, so that I've had some variety rather than a big pot of one thing. I find I don't get bored with what I'm eating. I don't think, oh no, I don't want to eat that again. It works for me doing all these little pots. So you'll see me potting everything up a bit later on. Next, I'm going to prepare things ready to go in the oven once the eggs and the chicken comes out. The first thing I'm going to put in is the turkey rashers, which I'll just put some foil on this tray and then just lay them out on there ready to go in the oven. Now I've got the foil on the tray ready to lay them out. I like these because they're nice and lean. There's no waste on them whatsoever, whether you do or don't like fat. So there we go. And I quite often put some of these with the eggs that I'm cooking in a plastic pot to take to work to eat when I get there. I'm just going to turn these sausages. I've added a little more olive oil to it so that they don't catch on the bottom. As you can see, they're starting to go brown. And I tend to turn them so they do like 4 sides on them, even though they're round sausages. You can usually get them to sit quite well so that you can do the 4 sides. There we go. This mountain of Tupperware in plastic pots here always happens on a weekend, and then it all gets filled up again with the meal prep. More shaking. These are looking very good right now, so I don't think they'll need much longer. We've had about 8 minutes now. The next thing I'm going to prepare is this. I like these slow cooked meals. They're pre-prepared, so they've already been slow cooked to begin with, and then you only have to put them in the oven for 30-35 minutes to get it already cooked, and it does taste like it's been cooked a long time. So we'll open that up. I'll show you what's inside. You can hear the sausages sizzling away. So now I'm just going to cut this open and tip it out into the dish. There we go. And then all you have to do is cover it in foil, and that goes in the oven for 30 minutes. And when it comes out, you can put the sauce over it. So those are the sausages already cooked and done. The chicken sausages only take 10 minutes. It's just a case of what you like them to look like. I've done them in the air fryer before when they've just stayed white mainly. But if you want them to look crispy, then I usually do them in the pan. Into about 6, and then I'll start putting them in these pots. So I'd put 1 sausage in each pot. And then I'd decide what else I want to put with them, whether I want to put a vegetable in the same pot, or whether I want to put a different meat in the same pot. I do eat heavy protein, or heavy on the protein side, so I would tend to not add a lot of carbohydrates. I'm trying to lose a bit of weight at the moment, so it seems to help me. It gives me energy. I find carbohydrate thing is a very fast burn and then I'm hungry again. The meatballs are all done now, so I'll be able to tip them out on a plate. There we go. Oh, they look delicious. I do tend to chop them up. Just in half. 1, 2, 3. I put 4 in each pot. Okay, it's time to get the eggs out of the oven. Let's see what they're like. Oh, they look gorgeous. There we go, look. Wonderful. I'm just quickly going to pop that barbecue pork in. There we go. Okay, I can show you now how I get these out of the muffin tin. And I just take a spoon, and because I oiled it first, it doesn't stick at all, and I can lift it up and put one out just like that. And then I can pop it on a plate to cool. And I could go all the way along with these like this. And I have one for each day of the week, of my working week, and one for the weekend. And then I'll be making them again next weekend anyway. So it's like a hard-boiled egg inside, so you get the white and the yolk, but you've also got this crispy topping from the everything but the bagel seasoning. And there you go. Another load of food to go and cool. Let's have a look. There we go, that's looking lovely. I still don't think it's cooked all the way through yet though, so I'm going to just turn it over and put it back in the oven. There we go. Some water's coming out of it so that it's not dry. Right, put it like that. In fact, I might cut it open so that we can see better whether it's cooking in the middle or not. Yeah, it's not bad. I can still see little bits of pink in there, and I always have to be careful that chicken is cooked all the way through. Yeah, I can see definitely with that one it's not cooked all the way through yet, so I'm gonna separate it up so that it'll cook better. And I will cut it up into bits anyway for my lunch, so I don't need it to stay in a whole fillet. Right, we'll pop that back in the oven then, but I'm going to leave the foil off now. There we go. So probably another 10 minutes. Okay, we're back to the oven again. Let's see how this chicken's doing. Oh yeah, that's cooked now. There we go. And we can put the bacon in, which has been waiting. There we go. There. And the bacon only takes 10 minutes, so by the time that is done, the pork will be done as well. So it will all finish at the same time, which will be exactly an hour with the oven on. Right. Let's get this chicken out of here. Okay, you can get this chicken cut up. There we go. And it's really falling apart. It's not tough to cook at all, and you can see it's wet. It's so it's not dry at all. As I say, I'm probably going to put these vegetables, which I'll show you that way around, a lot of carrots and some cabbage, over the top of this once it's cooled down. So I'll just put it in pots and work from there. Again, little pots, And fill these up. Oops. And just leave enough room to put a few vegetables over the top. There we go. Okay, time to check the oven again. Everything should be done now. There's the bacon, beautifully done. Let's turn you around so you'll be able to see. There we go. Now that will just break apart, which I'll show you on a plate now. And then we'll be able to put the barbecue sauce over it as well. There we go. Whoops. Whoop, it's falling apart. It's falling apart. Okay. Over here. Okay, so let's pull this pork apart and you will see it just breaks apart. There we go. What I like about these ready cooked ones, the joints of meat, you get a considerable amount of meat out of it. There we go. I'll just get the sauce now. And that's all mixed together now with the sauce. And there you have all the food laid out in containers that we've cooked in the past hour. So what did you think of Speedy Meal Prep? Is it worth it to save an hour? I think it is. I'll enjoy spending that hour just doing whatever I feel like this weekend. So give me a comment below, tell me what you think. Subscribe, share with a friend, and do come back next time. See you again. Bye.